If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. So today I thought I'd answer some questions that are asked on the comment section of the YouTube channel. The other day I made a video about our new generator. And I told you that the old generator, I made a mistake and the gas went bad. And I'll put a link to that video right here. And a lot of people said, no, I was wrong. There was something else wrong with the generator. Well, what happened was I'd left gas in the generator for about a month, and the gas went bad. Gas tarnished the carburetor, and the carburetor lost one of its gaskets and it was sucking air. Well, a lot of people said, no, that can't happen. Gas doesn't go bad that fast. Well, actually, it can. Ethanol gas, I know that everybody says you should buy non-ethanol gas. Well, that's kind of difficult in many parts of the country. A lot of states just don't sell non-ethanol gas. So that means you buy ethanol gas. Well, then you have to put stabilizers in it if you're going to leave the gas in there. But even the instructions that came with the generator says, do not leave gas in the generator for more than 2 weeks. Otherwise, it's going to go bad and it could damage your generator. Well, that's exactly what happened to me. So it's very important to remember, including myself, I need to remember to drain the gas out of the generator if it's going to sit around without being ran for longer than 2 weeks. Another person suggested that I should get a propane generator. Now, what propane means is I can hook my propane tank right up to the generator, which would actually be pretty convenient considering I got to have propane for my water heater and my food cooking and that kind of thing. So if I could have a propane generator, it would save on space, not having to carry gasoline around. Well, the problem with a propane generator, they don't work well in the wintertime. What happens is the pressure inside the tank decreases from the cold weather. Then it can actually damage the generator. I'm not willing to take the risk of having a thing that I have to have. That's the thing. I have to have it. It is something that makes my life go forward. And if I have a propane generator and it turns off cold and it doesn't work, well, then the thing I have to have just put me at a huge disadvantage. Now, in that last video I told you about the generator is going to use a lot less gasoline, and I explained all the science to that. Well, I've actually tested it now. It's been in use for 13 days. The old generator, I would use about 5 gallons of gas every 6 to 7 days. With this generator, I used 5 gallons of gasoline in 13 days. It almost double the savings in the gas that I have to use. So this is going to be a huge cost savings. Of course, I did some calculations, figured out how soon the generator is going to pay for itself. So, in about a year and a half, the generator would actually pay for itself just by getting this new generator, which is not the reason why I bought it. I bought it because, because it saves gas and this. But again, it's not about paying for the generator. A lot of people thought, well, you're just never going to be able to pay for that generator. It doesn't matter. If it pays for itself, I have to have it. And if I can have a generator that's going to use less gasoline than the old generator, why wouldn't I get it? It makes more sense. It'd be like saying, I'm not going to buy a small car because it's never going to pay for itself in gas savings. Okay, a while back, I made a video where I said that when it got up to 95 degrees, Carolyn and I drank about 2 gallons of water each. Oh, my goodness. You'd have thought I said we jumped off a cliff. We drink only water, and of course we drink coffee in the morning, but that's all we drink. We don't drink sodas, we don't drink tea or lemonade, we just drink water. That's all we drink. Well, a lot of people said, well, that's 2 gallons of water is just way too much. Well, I actually did more research on this because I wanted to see if we're killing ourselves with drinking too much water. Actually, no, you can't. It's hard to drink too much water. Your body can process 7 gallons of water per day. We didn't drink 2 gallons of water all at once. This is throughout the day. Yes, if you drink a lot of water, this is very rare. It really is. If you drink a lot of water all at once, you can dilute the electrolytes in your system. And so what happens is your nerve endings don't send out electrical signals to each other, and it can kill you if you drink 2 gallons of water at one sitting, in 5 minutes. But electrolytes, I understand what people are saying. You got to have electrolytes. You get enough electrolytes in your diet. Salts and sugars. So when you eat food, there's salts and sugars in there. So you're getting enough electrolytes in there. If you feel weak, then of course, you know, you might want to drink some Gatorade. But to consume salt just because you're afraid you're not going to get electrolytes is actually dangerous. Salt is also a dehydrant. If you drink salt water, for example, out of the ocean, it will kill you faster than if you didn't have any water at all. I would caution anybody who says, okay, you got to have salt if you're going to drink water. Just be cautious on that. Do some research before you just start eating salt, because you know, if you watch any Survivor show, they'll tell you, you know, stay away from the salt water. Okay, so we're at this campground here in Arizona, and again, I want to caution people. People always tell me my life would be so much simpler if I had a bigger rig. Well, here again, we are at another campground, and it's a great campground. It's got water and flushing water, bathrooms, dump station, the whole deal. But they only allowed rigs smaller than 28 feet. So if you had a trailer and a truck, and you're pulling this trailer around, you would not be able to camp here. Class A's wouldn't be able to camp here. I would think Class B's would be pretty limited too. I don't think you'd probably get a Class B in here. By stating just blanket statements that it would be easier if you had, anytime that is suggested, there is another reason why it wouldn't be easier. You know, we want to come to these remote spots. Having a big rig would really limit the amount of remote spots that we could go to. Okay, something that just blows me away. I never thought about it until I got here. But at this campground, we are in Mountain Time Zone. But my phone, one moment, will tell me that the correct time. And if I walk 100 feet the other direction, my phone will tell me a different time. Because then we're in Mountain Daylight Savings Time or something. But Arizona has 2 time zones. And apparently, we're right on the border. We were on a little hike yesterday, and I didn't even notice that the time zone had shifted on me. And, you know, of course, I got to, you know, do work. I maintain a job, also post videos daily at the same time. So when we got back up to the camper, all of a sudden I'm late for everything. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.